Why the Mongols were not successful in India. Imagine a force so powerful that it conquered nearly the entire known world, stretching from the Pacific Ocean to Eastern Europe, subjugating nations and empires with lightning speed. Yet, when this seemingly unstoppable force turned its gaze towards India, it failed. Why? Today we unravel the fascinating story of the Mongol Empire, their unparalleled rise under Genghis Khan, their mighty conquests, their attempts to invade India, and why they couldn't succeed in conquering this subcontinent. Let's dive in. The story begins in the harsh steppes of Mongolia in 1162, where a boy named Temujin was born into a tribal chief's family. By 1206, he united the warring Mongol tribes under his banner, earning the title Genghis Khan, or Universal Ruler. Under his leadership, the Mongols revolutionized warfare. But one region consistently eluded them: India. When the Mongols first turned their attention to India in 1221, it was during Genghis Khan's pursuit of the Khwarezmian prince Jalal al-Din. They defeated him in the Punjab region, but did not stay. The hot, humid climate of the subcontinent was a stark contrast to the cold steppes. The dense forests and heavily fortified cities made it difficult for their cavalry to maneuver. Indian rulers, particularly those of the Delhi Sultanate, put up fierce resistance. Alauddin Khalji, one of the most prominent sultans of Delhi, deserves special mention. When the Mongols launched their most significant invasion in 1299, under the general Kutlug Khwaja, they faced Khalji's forces near Delhi in the Battle of Kili. Why couldn't the Mongols conquer India despite their might? The answer lies in a combination of factors. The tropical climate weakened Mongol horses and soldiers, and Indian rulers like Alauddin Khalji and Ghiyasuddin Balban maintained centralized control, organizing strong defenses. This fragmentation, coupled with the resilience of Indian rulers, ensured that the subcontinent remained out of Mongol control. Meanwhile, the Mongol Empire itself began to decline. Overexpansion stretched their resources thin, making it nearly impossible to govern such vast territories. The Black Death in the 14th century devastated their populations and economies, further weakening their hold. As Mongol influence waned, new powers rose. In India, the Delhi Sultanate and later the Mughal Empire thrived, while the Mongols retreated to the steppes. Although the Mongols never succeeded in conquering India, their attempts left behind subtle yet significant impacts that shaped Indian history. The encounters with these fierce invaders pushed Indian rulers to evolve in ways that would prepare them for future challenges. The Mongols' mastery of cavalry warfare also influenced Indian armies. The swift, coordinated attacks of Mongol horsemen inspired Indian rulers to adapt their tactics, improving their own use of cavalry and incorporating techniques like horse archery into their ranks. Interestingly, even as the Mongols posed a threat, they also brought opportunities for cultural and diplomatic exchanges. Some Mongol deserters and captives chose to settle in India, bringing with them knowledge of Central Asian technologies and skills. They introduced innovations in archery, saddle making, and fortification design, which blended seamlessly into Indian traditions. This interaction wasn't limited to warfare. The constant threat of Mongol invasions also shifted the focus of Indian rulers to the vulnerable northwestern frontiers. Passes like the Khyber Pass became crucial choke points that required heavy fortification and constant surveillance. And while the Mongols themselves never ruled India, their legacy found a way back centuries later. The Mughal Empire, one of India's greatest dynasties, traced its lineage to both Genghis Khan and Timur. Babur, the founder of the Mughal dynasty, proudly embraced his Mongol heritage, carrying forward the martial traditions of his ancestors. The very name Mughal comes from Mongol, a nod to the empire's roots. Ultimately, the Mongols' repeated failures in India were as much about the resilience and adaptability of Indian rulers as they were about the limitations of the Mongols themselves. But their legacy lived on in India's military strategies, cultural diversity, and even its empires. The Mongols were one of the most fearsome empires in history, but India proved to be their Achilles' heel. A combination of geographical challenges, strong resistance, and their inability to adapt to India's unique conditions ensured their failure. This story reminds us that even the mightiest empires have their limits. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Why do you think the Mongols couldn't conquer India?